Wasiliana na idara ya masoko kwa simu namba 2775914 au 6 au nukushi 2775915 au barua pepe advertise@itv.co.
Kitabu cha Dr. Reginald Abraham Mengi kitwacho I Can, I Must, I Will sasa kinapatikana kwenye maduka ya kuuza vitabu yafuatayo: Dar es Salaam, A Novel Idea, Slipway Msasani, Yacht Club Road Msasani Peninsula, The Book Cave, Mbezi Rainbow, Social Club, Ara Museum Offices, Ikunda Bookshop, Kariakoo mtaa wa Mhonda, House of Wisdom, Mezzanine nambari 22, NHC House, Samora Avenue, Dar es Salaam, MacBooks and Brains, Mlimani City Mall, duka nambari 44, Dar es Salaam, TPH Books, barabara ya Samora, Elite Bookstore, Mbezi njia panda Goba, Mlimani Bookshop, Kariakoo mtaa wa Sikukuu na Lindi. Timiza malengo, Ubungo Kona, Chuo Kikuu. Bookmart Online Shop, Instagram, Bookmart TZ, Twitter, Bookmart1. Jamani Investment Limited, Nyerere Road, Airport Terminal 2. Shinyanga, Kahama Bookshop Center, mtaa wa Lumerezi. Arusha, Kase Bookstore, mtaa wa Sekei. A Novel Idea, TFA Center, Arusha, Tanzania. Dodoma, Lugarawa Bookshop, Dodoma mjini, barabara ya 8. Moshi, Ape Bookshop, Moshi mjini. Christian Bookshop, Moshi mjini.
Wahi nakala yako sasa kwenye duka lolote lililopo karibu nawe.
Karen, tell us, how has it been going at this year's festival?
Well, the turnout, Vanessa, is amazing as it is.
Thomas, hello.
Nice to be there with you.
What is the purpose of this meeting and who will be in attendance?
Talking about how African countries can stop relying to a large extent on...
We are definitely seeing a lot of deeply political films, either directly treating a political issue or with a political subtext.
Don't miss the live special report between Capital Television and Dashwell Television at 9:30 p.m.
In Capital News tonight, Speaker Ndugai directs CAG Assad to appear in Parliament for questioning. Government of Burundi prepares for 2020 elections. National Under-16 head coach boasts of African Zone 5 championship win this year. Good evening. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. The Speaker of Parliament, Job Ndugai, has directed the Controller and Auditor General, CAG, to appear before the Protective Rights and Parliamentary Authority Committee on January 21st to be questioned on what he claimed to be derogatory remarks towards the Parliament. Speaking in his office in Dodoma, Speaker Ndugai said that CAG Professor Assad, while in the United States of America during a radio interview, was heard saying that the Tanzanian Parliament was deficient and is unable to take the right decisions through his report, which is deceptive and has embarrassed the country and demeaned the Parliament.
Musa Assad anapaswa kufika kwenye kamati hiyo niliyotaja ya maadili ya bunge.
Professor Musa Assad must attend Parliamentary Discipline Committee on the 21st of this month. He must appear, I insist, so he can provide the committee with answers and confirm the statement he has made in the States. You know that we don't have the police, but we can choose to bring anyone in handcuffs. So I hope that he shall honor this summon. It is sad and hard to work with someone who sees you to be weak. As an institution, how can you work with such a person, despite the fact that he is protected by the Constitution? I ask him to do self-evaluation. We shall not tolerate, not for a minute.
Hatutavumilia hata dakika moja
According to the Constitution, Section 143, subsection 6, it gives the Controller and Auditor General, the CAG, the authority to do anything when implementing his duty without interference from anyone, nor for anyone to question his decisions. And in the Parliament, regulations in the section on rights and protection and authorities of the Parliament, it allows for the Parliament to call anyone in for questioning unless the issue involved is in court, whereby the Speaker can take the matter to the Appointment Authority and direct the Parliament's Ethics Committee to write a letter to the CAG to investigate allegations. A local investor of a meat factory in Mwanza region has for the first time transported 2.1 tons of goat meat to the UAE's Dubai market by using Air Tanzania Company Limited ATCL's Dreamliner as a trial run, a move which has been mentioned to be an economic opportunity for pastoralists to improve their livestock.
We have done the first trial using Air Tanzania so we can carry an assessment on what could go wrong on the way before we could transport a big consignment. We shall do 3 trials. This is an opportunity for all Tanzanians to make progress. From July, we've transported 7 tons per week, and we hope that this will keep increasing. They could look at the possibility of having at least one officer in Dar es Salaam to issue permits so processes can be made faster.
4 officials of Handeni District Council in Tanga region have escaped death after a car they were traveling in to go distribute identification to entrepreneurs got into an accident in Sindeni village area on the outskirts of the district. The Chief Medical Officer of Handeni District Hospital, Dr. Hudi Shedadi, said that they received 4 people, 2 of whom were severely injured and will be transferred to Mwimbili Hospital.
We have received 4 casualties, 3 are men and 1 is a woman. They are badly injured and are in need of further diagnosis, and we will be referring them to the referral hospital. My chest hurts really bad. I think my ribs are broken. There was a problem with the steering wheel when we had to make a turn. We couldn't and ended up crashing. We had loudspeakers as we had intended to go and raise awareness to small business owners. We had a small stock of IDs and we were planning to complete the exercise there. I was lucky that after the accident I did not lose consciousness. The government through this accident must realize our need for an ambulance. We don't have an X-ray either, so it is difficult to know the extent of the injuries.
One day after Geita Region Mineral Officer directed Msasa to the Komboyo mine owner to fill up the gold mine shafts in the road reserve area so as to ensure the safety of the lives of residents of 6 villages in Chato district passing through the mine leadership has begun to implement the government directive on time.
When the project began, they did not think about the road. They took service levy without questioning about the road. The mining office were given land. Didn't they think of the road? Now, me, a poor farmer, they want to take my piece of farm for constructing the road. If this situation will not be resolved today, we shall take this matter to further authorities which can listen to our problem and take immediate action. They told us there is nothing for us here. nobody is going to be compensated. Now we're asking ourselves that, are these holes in soil going to be a compensation? Because they told us to deconstruct our own houses, cut down our own trees, knowing that we shall be paid. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for the advices you gave me. Now it is my responsibility to monitor that all that we discussed here today are fulfilled.
Nafikiri tukizingatia maelekezo tuliopewa wote hapa, hatuwezi kukutana na wala kugongana. Ninashukuru sana kwa busara zenu. Mawe jamani yaliyokuwepo pale kwa ajili ya watu wa mashamba tumesema yaende.
Residents of Janda Village in Buhigwe District Council in Kigoma region have asked the government to take harsh action against government officials that halted the completion of construction of the village's health center, despite the government giving 400 million shillings over a year ago, which has forced them to continue to travel a long distance for the service.
There has been a delay. Experts did not offer their opinion on time. As a result, the engineer and his staff underperformed. Other centers are ready except us. The infrastructure is poor, which makes it even more difficult when one needs an operation. I'm your leader, and if I assess your capability, then you are incompetent. It is not possible for you to receive funds regularly, yet the center is not completed. The construction of an office building has not yet started. Money is already deposited in the bank account. We shall work harder and supervise better so that Buhigwe will make progress too. We have been lagging behind.
The Trade Union of Tanzania, TUCTA, has directed politician groups not to use them as a way to find fame by discussing their issues, but instead to leave that to the leaders of the union as they are capable. The union has also said that it will continue to support and collaborate with the fifth phase government and President Magufuli to ensure they implement their responsibilities by following the rules of their employment. This was said by the Secretary General of TUCTA, Dr. Yahaya Msigwa, during his speech to employees after Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa received peaceful demonstrations by the employees' unions to commend President Magufuli for removing the new pensions calculation system.
Kuhusu swala mishahara mipya.
On the issue of new salaries, Honorable President gave the directives on the Labor Day, where the government is still working on fulfilling this task by evaluating work done by different ministries and institutions so as to arrange these salaries well to give motivation to public workers after reducing workers who were not qualified to be in offices. The Ministry of Labour has formulated salaries and motivation committee in completing and ensure sustainability of new salaries to all public workers, including the newly hired public workers. Once the process is complete, information.
Wafanyakazi wa Tanzania, hasa sisi viongozi wafanyakazi.
We are urging political parties not to take our grievances as milestone in their activities. We are emphasizing in this because some of the political party leaders have been intervening in our issues with the government. Through dialogue, we believe all of our grievances can be dealt with accordingly. My call to political party leaders, please allow us, the leaders of workers in this country, to deal with our own issues on our own. If you want to help, then there are procedures for you to be involved, but not orchestrating on political gatherings. Immediately after President's directive was released, I and my team have given procedures to all responsible institutions, ministry administrators and all stakeholders to make sure that directives issued by the Honorable President are fulfilled according to how they were issued as soon as possible. And we have agreed to monitor and supervise this exercise in every region of this country.
Residents who live in Ononio in Dar es Salaam are in serious danger of experiencing floods this rain period that is expected to begin. This is due to incomplete construction of a large canal to direct water to the ocean, despite constant reports made to Kinondoni Municipal Council.
Peace and security is good, and we're the only street which practices community policing. We have an office inside the local government building. We have had a lot of support from the youth. It is a source of income. It is sad that despite our hard work, we get no financial assistance.
Katika hili jeshi letu la mtaa la polisi jamii, lakini inatuwa nguvu kama vijana, hatuna kazi za kufanya.
Small-scale tanzanite miners in Mererani mines in Manyara region have commended the government for ending the border conflict between them and large-scale miners, as well as pledged to work diligently and pay government taxes on time.
We, the leaders of miners, would like to commend the government under the leadership of Dr. John Joseph Pombe Magufuli, together with those in his leadership, for finding a solution to this conflict. We will keep praying that the national leaders will continue to visit Mererani, because this is a sure way to resolve conflicts that arise from time to time. We must make sure that safety is observed in the mines and that the environment is protected. As leaders of the miners, we have decided that the environment will be protected. We shall be touring all mines and see how we can work together with NEMC. We shall always uphold the law and practice what the law says regarding small miners. We don't want there to be constant conflict because this affects the economy. A lot of time is wasted.
With all primary and secondary schools throughout the country reopening today, there's been a great response from parents to the call for them to send their children to join Standard 1 and kindergarten schools. This response was evident from the large queues of students accompanied by their parents at various schools. For their part, some parents said that their response has been very encouraging due to the fact that the government has made education free.
I am here to register my child to a preschool. I'm grateful to our president because these are his efforts and it's a development that we needed as a nation. As you can see, many parents are here to enroll their children to school. At this time, the standard of education in this country has increased immensely, unlike the previous years, which actually convinces parents to take their children to school, hoping that my child will be well educated in this school. The number of registered Standard 1 pupils has reached that is to increase the number of teachers, build more classrooms, and provide desks.
That is all for national news. International news is next. And in international news, The government of Burundi, through the Ministry of Home Affairs, has begun strategies to prepare for the 2020 elections. This is after running a political parties meeting in the country to discuss the new election bill, which, with the move, well received by participating politicians, and they did request that some sections of the bill be removed.
About the law, we are happy that money issued to candidates of members of parliament has not changed. It has remained 500,000, just as how it was in 2015. However, we are complaining on presidential candidates because the budget allocated for them used to be 15 million, but now it has tremendously risen to 50 million. That money is a lot, since it is not even proportionally closer to what other candidates are receiving.
So hela zitakuwa ni nyingi mno, itakuwa ni labda tu ni kubagua baadhi ya watu kama sio wote.
With 2022 politics dominating Kenya, some MPs of ruling party Jubilee have said that they are ready to deliver a bill in Parliament to demand the national dissolution of the Parliament. The leaders, who are supporters of William Ruto, have claimed that they have lost faith in President Uhuru Kenyatta and that he has betrayed his deputy.
Let it be known right this early.
Let it be known this early that there is no guarantee that President Kenyatta will support William Ruto 2022. Already we're working together to present a case in court to see what the Constitution states regarding a vice president contesting for a presidential seat, having served as deputy president for the 10th year.
The political situation in Gabon is under control following an attempted military coup. A spokesperson for the government has said all 5 of the rebels who tried to take charge have now been arrested by the authorities. The junior officers claimed they seized power to restore democracy in oil-rich Gabon, where the ailing leader's family has ruled for 50 years. Tanks and armored vehicles could be seen in the capital of Libreville.
The message head of state Ali Bongo Ondimba is that the debate on his health has reinforced doubts about the president's ability to handle the heavy burden of the responsibilities of his office. The homeland has given us everything and made us the people we are. We cannot abandon it. So the patriotic movement of youth of the defense and security forces, in order to preserve the integrity of the country, has decided to take responsibility to stop the ongoing moves to seize power by those who, on the night of the disputed election in 2016, killed our young compatriots with the support of illegal and illegitimate institutions.
President Ali Bongo has been in power since 2009. Before that, his father, Omar Bongo, ruled the oil-rich nation for more than 40 years.
That is all for international news, but do stay with us. We'll be back with business after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must. How cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. The to be built in Simiyu region will contribute significantly to the increase of tourists in Serengeti National Park.
Kwa sababu uwanja ukiwa karibu na hifadhi ya Serengeti, maana yake kwanza,
I would like to say that if an airport could be built at Bariadi, such a move would greatly boost tourism here at the Serengeti National Park. Let me point out in one key way that a newly built airport at Bariadi would boost tourism, the price factor. I would like to state clearly that an airport at Bariadi would reduce the cost of travel from there to the Serengeti National Park for foreign tourists. However, even though I am in favor of this move, it raises some new challenges for me. Most importantly, I would like to cite one major problem. If the tourists will be able to travel more easily from Bariadi to Serengeti, then how will they be able to go to the other major national parks at Mikumi, Tarangire, and also to visit the interesting tourism attractions in Zanzibar? So, while I fully support the construction of an airport at Bariadi, I would like to recommend that the airport there becomes part of an integrated network.
Kama tunavyoona kuna uimarishwaji wa viwanja vya ndege.
As you've witnessed, there is some renovations going on at Mwalimu Julius Nyerere Airport in Dar es Salaam, the third phase, which will be very useful in air travel. There are plans also to install radar on Kilimanjaro and Mwanza airports. The fifth phase government is also working hard to strengthen air travel. We've seen through the purchase of the Dreamliner, which is for long distance, as well as 2 Boeing aircrafts, which will foster tourism. We've also seen improvements made on our road networks. There is the Great North from there, Iringa, Dodoma, Babati through Kandoayangi to Tarangire, Lake Manyara, Serengeti, and the Great Ngorongoro.
I would like to point out that although the concept of balloon safaris may be a novel one in Tanzania, it has been brought about due to the growing number of foreign tourists who are coming to the country. I feel that in light of this increasing number of tourists who are coming to visit the nation, the types of services which we provide as a country have to widen as well. As a result of that, I would like to state that Balloon Safaris is a brand new service which is intended to ensure that foreign tourists get the maximum pleasure during their visits to the country. Having said that though, I would like to clarify that despite Balloon Safaris being something uniquely new, it is still quite similar to flying an airplane. For me then, the similarity lies in one crucial fact, which is that the people who are going to train to operate a balloon must have the same kind of respect that one would have if one were going to air flight training school.
Tathmini inaonyesha kwamba rubani wa ndege anavoruka masaa matano, ile brain yake inavoungua.
A total of 94 shares worth 208 billion shillings were sold in the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange for the year 2018, with Tanzania Breweries Limited TBL with the lion's share, which is 158 billion shares. That is 75.78% of all shares sold.
2018 jumla isa milioni 94 zenye thamani ya bilioni 208.
For the year 2018, a total of 49 million shares with a value of 288 were sold at the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange market. TBL shares continue to lead at the market with shares of the value of 158 billion, which is equivalent to 7.78% value of shares sold at the market. Foreign investors have contributed about 72.6% of sold shares value, and 91.83% was the value of all shares. It's reached 19.66 trillion, comparing to the previous week where the value was 19.72.
Ukilinganisha na thamani ya wiki iliyotangulia ambayo ilikuwa ni trilioni 19.72.
The National Cooperatives Union has said that the presence of changes in management of the cooperative unions in the country significantly helped reduce various inconveniences, including farmers' complaints on delays of payment.
If it is to be able to have power at the global level, that is why in 2012, United Nations announced the Cooperative Year. This announcement followed analysis of global cooperative policies if are equivalent to demands of cooperatives. In Tanzania, we managed to monitor our cooperative system throughout the whole country.
Kwa hiyo hata sisi hapa katika Tanzania tulipata fursa ya kupitia mwenendo.
And that's all for business news. Sports is next.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda.
What's up? My name is Céline Garnier.
I'm John Barnes from Liverpool Football Club. The hip hop, a hip it, the hip it, the hip hop. You don't stop the rockin' to the bang bang boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear?
I'm watching Sports Gazette.
I'm watching Sport Gazette.
And you're watching Sports Gazette
with Sebastian.
With Sebastian. Peace out.
Yes! And you can also watch Sports Gazette for highlights and interviews regarding sports. Do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
And on to sports. The national under-16 basketball team head coach Bahati Mkunda has boasted that this year his team will win the African Zone 5 Championship scheduled to take place in June.
The main aim is to win now. If you check the history, this is the second time for Tanzania to participate. Last year, we went with the under-16s to the Zone 5 competition in Mombasa. Fortunately, there were 3 teams, which were Rwanda, Kenya, and Tanzania. So, we being the newcomers in the competition, finished third.
The Dar es Salaam Taekwondo Association has planned to improve the regional fighters this year by organizing more competitions.
So as to make the national team, we want the federation, when choosing the national team of Pumse and Kiorogi, to come to us, as in our players, to be a lot more compared to others due to their skills.
Kwa hiyo hayo maandalizi tunaanza mwezi huu wa Januari.
Defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles advanced to the NFL playoffs after Chicago Bears kicker Cody Parkey missed a game-winning field goal attempt in a 16-15 thriller.
Falls connected with Golden Tate to give the Eagles the lead with 56 seconds remaining in Chicago. In Sunday's other World Cup game, the Los Angeles Chargers held off a late Baltimore Ravens rally to win 23-17. The Eagles came into the playoffs as the 6th seed with Foles, who led the team to their first Super Bowl title against the New England Patriots last year. Once again, the starting quarterback after another injury to Carson Wentz towards the end of the regular season.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to prepare this bulletin for you, thank you for watching and have a good night.
Innovation brings technology solutions and